Peace, my beautiful lovelies. Welcome to week 1 of your 4-week mini course of your Sacred Soft Academy, Soft Sacred Society. Get your notebooks ready. We're going to take some notes because in this week 1 module, you guys, we are going to dive deeper, understanding codependency more, what codependency can look like and the signs of that, and the power of pausing and reclaiming the power that you have within yourself and reclaiming yourself. Get your notepads. Let's take some notes because week 1, we're going to focus on just that. We're going to start there. All right, we're going to get to the root, do some shadow work, do some releasing, and understanding more of where this codependency, if there is any, where it can be showing up from, and what it's rooted in. And it's all right because by week 2, you're going to be feeling even more grounded and rooted and more in your that. So let's dig into it. Let's just get right into it, y'all. So understanding more of codependency, it's more than just neediness, my loves. It's rooted in survival and overgiving and the fear of abandonment. And the way we may confuse love with control and validation seeking, as well as self-sacrifice, like overly pouring out too much before pouring into yourself and people pleasing. And we're going to go over some signs and how you could possibly be operating in that codependency as a pattern, rather it be emotionally or romantically or spiritually. Also, how codependency is a trauma response and it's not your identity. It is absolutely not who you are. Codependency can be healed and it will be healed. By the time you complete this 4-week course, you're gonna definitely have all the tools that's needed to consistently show up, secure, honoring you type of way. So let's reclaim yourself. The power of pausing is reclaiming yourself. The sacredness of solitude is not about loneliness at all. Solitude is a return to your wholeness. It's stillness where you meet your truest self at. You know, you have to have that time to yourself, by yourself, and choose to not label it as loneliness or that you don't have anyone or anybody, because alone is all oneness. And being in a space to where you can embody that wholeness and all oneness, and happiness and in joy is so peaceful. Pausing between attachments is so important when shifting and pivoting, when relationships may end. It gives your nervous system a chance to reset and your intuition a chance to speak more clearly. You know how, sometimes people may jump from relationship to relationship, or even if it isn't jumping into a new relationship title, just ending a relationship and then connecting with someone new immediately after, without allowing themselves to get into a space of integration with themselves first, and reflection and stillness and pausing and truly observing and reflecting on the different perspectives and why that energy showed up and what you've truly gained from the connection, and taking time to pause and to learn, and so that you can be in preparedness to apply that lesson in its full capacity, versus a new energy showing up immediately after, or entertaining a new energy, or maybe even trying to spin the block and going right back to someone else that you may have let go as a codependency or a quote-unquote comfort zone. It doesn't allow that space and time that you're able to alchemize in that stillness, because the stillness is where you alchemize. It's in versus rushing to the next fix, because it can be like a drug type of thing. It's like, oh, I need the need of someone else to fill the void, versus you being in your all wholeness to feel already whole with no void and no lack at all. So, and just being more intentional about choosing your next chapter of embodiment during that stillness time, being in that preparedness of like, okay, as I move forward, this is who I'm becoming, and this is who I'm going to show up as. So I'm going to take the time to integrate what that looks like for me and becoming her and embodying that to the full capacity. And we definitely want to honor solitude as a sacred space that it is, because solitude is super sacred. It's literally your ceremony. It is your ceremony for yourself. And this is where you use the time to romance yourself, take yourself on dates, book the solo flights, have the solo trips, have those experiences with yourself. Like literally adore yourself. Get into a space of self-adoration, your ritual habits and practices, and having slower rises when you rise up. I know sometimes like when you're really like booed up, or, you know, just prioritizing others in general, even if it's not a romantic type of relationship, the jumping up, getting straight to pouring out into other spaces versus pouring into yourself as a routine and as a ritual, and taking your time to do that before giving yourself to the world and giving yourself to work and overstimulations, or what the kids may need, or what your man or your partner or who you're dating, the text or whatever they're sending, all these dopamine hits from all of these other places, versus creating your own sanctuary of what that looks like in your stillness and your all oneness to rise up slower. Make the tea, sis. Speak the affirmations into your tea. Reflect on your dreams. Write them down. These are some of the things that I do for my slower risings, of pouring more into myself and making my solitude a ceremony. I have my notebook for journaling, setting my intentions for the day, writing it all down, reflecting on my dreams and seeing like what download just came through. What message was that? Like, what did they write it down? So I don't, and then later, I can reflect on that, or, just seeing what my subconscious is gathering, or where I'm visiting and time traveling. Like, all of the things. Dreaming is a whole nother entity in itself. But yes, taking that time, stretching, moving your body, affirming to your womb space, speaking those affirmations into your womb, manifesting what your day is going to be like. One of my most favorite things to say when I rise up. When I rise up, one of my favorite affirmations to say is that I have awakened into my highest timeline. I'm living out my highest timeline, and I am open to receive what's in alignment for me in this timeline. Ashe. I literally, as soon as I wake up, I whisper that to myself every day. And it's so magical. I highly recommend. Make sure you write that down. And then also your nightcaps, being more intentional about your nightcaps and resting in your ease energy, your femininity. And in stillness, you discover your essence, and knowing that it's already enough, and that you are not lacking anything at all. You are full. You are completely full of untapped love to tap into. So we want to take the time in that sacred space to tap into the untapped love that's within yourself, that you don't lack anything, and that you are truly abundant emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And rebuilding your self-trust. Let's talk about rebuilding self-trust and sovereignty, like releasing the need to be needed, and choosing to be nourished instead. So what that can look like is only allowing yourself to flow into experiences that, you are poured into, and you are nourished, and you are provided for, and reciprocated with, and that being a boundary to uphold and to commit to, and making decisions from peace and not panic. Like, don't feel, not allowing ourselves to feel like we have to hurry up and make a decision. Like, no, I'm going to process this longer, see how it makes me feel. I'm not going to allow myself to be razzled about rushing to a yes or a no. And unless it feels immediately that way with peace, then okay. If I need time to process that, I'm going to do so. And I'm not going to make a decision off of, someone trying to make me hurry up and make it. And self-trust is built through micro moments, ladies. Like honoring your boundaries and your voice and your needs, and Every day, it's a practice. Constantly showing up in that way becomes the new habit of building that self-trust of your intuition and your boundaries being upheld, and being your own safety and your own soulmate, not having to go to a friend or a outside source or someone's opinion, like really trusting yourself. And embodiment practices to integrate for that. Yeah, let's talk about that. Here's this week's embodiment practices to integrate this week for week 1. So you want to incorporate mirror work. You want to look at yourself and affirm to yourself. Look yourself in the eyes and adore yourself, okay? And speak affirmations. Affirm your worthiness to yourself. Let yourself know, I love you. I am worthy. I don't lack anything at all. I honor my boundaries today and every single day without any type of guilt. And you look at yourself and truly say that by looking into your own eyes. And practicing your stillness rituals. Incorporate those this week as well. Unplug. Reduce the scrolling time. Journal a whole lot more. Take more intentional walks in nature. Light the candles with intention and affirm what you are affirming and manifesting as you light the candle. And listen to your breath. Literally, take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath right now, sis. I want you to relax your shoulders. Drop your jawline. Relax your face. And breathe in from your womb area in your gut, where your gut goes in. Build the breath up into your chest. Hold it. A deep breath to where you hear it and you feel it and release. Release, release, release. Practice breath work this week, okay? I want you to take moments to be still and listen to your breath. Write yourself a love letter this week to the woman that you are becoming. Get your favorite pen, your magic wand, and affirm it and write that love letter to yourself. And every risings when you wake up this week, I want you to read it out loud. Not to yourself. I want you to look at it and read it out loud and affirm it and feel it and visualize her. I want you to see it with every single word that you've written and what that looks like, and feel what it feels like to be her, because you are her. And I want you to take yourself there, of that evolution of yourself, of full embodiment, and feel it. Feel it, because with that you will shift. You are shifting the frequency. You are becoming in that moment with every moment and every breath you take, with affirming those words out loud. And of course, practice saying no without guilt. It's such a spiritual cleanse to do all of the above. So this week, I want you to focus on those things. And here are your affirmations for week 1. Speak them out loud. You can say them to yourself throughout the day, but I want you to intentionally, at least one time a day. The start of the day is always top tier. Anytime works just as powerfully. Affirmation number 1. I no longer abandon myself to be loved. Affirmation number 2. My solitude is sacred. My wholeness is holy. Affirmation number 3. I choose peace over performance and presence over proving. And affirmation number 4. I am the source. I am already enough. This is your week 1 module. Every single day, be intentional about all of these embodiment actions to do throughout this week. And you want to carry them into the next week as well, to create them a new habit for your full embodiment journey. Okay? Okay? Okay. We got this. Okay? Have a great, amazing, beautiful, beautiful week ahead. And I will see you for week 2. And as you take the time this week to be more intentional about releasing any codependencies and understanding more of what it is and identify it with yourself, things will and may come up. Things may feel uncomfortable for a moment to reflect on or feel, and things that may be discovered of where it's rooted from. Give yourself grace, sis. Healing is a journey. Give yourself grace. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to process. Allow yourself to release. If you need to cry and crying comes up, that is a force of releasing. Let yourself cry. Let yourself feel it. Transmute it. Release it. Write it down. If you got to burn it on a piece of paper, transmute the energy, okay? Give yourself grace. I love you. Have an amazing, magical, powerful week 1 of the Sacred Society Academy.